Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, I got to tell you, I am amazed at the wonderful fishing that I've had this year in our area. I've discovered new areas. I've spent more of my time exploring, observing, and so forth. But here's a question that came to me the other day as I returned. Just 3 days ago, I had one of the best smallmouth fishing days I've ever had on one of our rivers. And I went out and I caught fish after fish after fish that was between 15 and 17 or 18 inches long. These are huge fish for our tributaries. They're not huge fish for the St. Lawrence River itself, but for our tributaries, they are. And so it has almost become the type of thing where whenever I go out, I almost have expectations that I know I can realize because of the things that I'm learning. So what's the reward for me? And, I know that's sort of a simple question, but I've thought about it. What is the reward in fishing? What was the reward when I was a kid learning about fishing? One of the greatest rewards was to put fish in a creel, to bring them home, to let my mom and dad look at them and say, what a good boy am I, and know that they would be used to feed our family. And it gave me a great sense of accomplishment, of excitement. That was one of the rewards at that point. Then as time went on and I was doing TV shows about fishing, my greatest reward was to show everybody else what was happening, to capture a fish jumping out of the water or something like that that could be put on the screen and people all over the country could see it. That was the reward for me. It wasn't so much of the experience I had in fishing as it was in sharing that experience and trying to let other people understand the power of what it all was. And then now I've sort of gone back to a different state where fishing is more personal, where it's the reward is more something that is reaching deep within me. And I know that sounds almost philosophical, but it's more basic and more powerful than that. It just makes me feel better. When I go out fishing, I feel as good as I do at anything that I do in life. And there's reasons for that. But what is the reward for me now? Now it no longer, how many 17-inch fish can I catch in the grass or the racket or one of these rivers? It's almost a point of expectation. But I keep wanting to go, even though I almost know what's going to happen. But the reward is something different now. It's more subjective. It's more subtle. It's the feel of the strike. I can't tell you how much the feel of the strike is almost the crescendo of everything. I go out. I know now that there's going to be a fish in that pool. I cast, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to hit. But how is it going to hit? When is it going to hit? When am I going to feel that reward? Because the reward to me now is in those subtle differences. The reward is also in more than that. It's more in becoming sort of one with the experience. I know, again, that sounds philosophical, but it's what I'm feeling. I now feel like a comrade with the geese and the ducks and the deer and all these other things that are around me that I can see and watch. And they're always watching me. They see me far more than I see them. And to feel that I'm being accepted as part of the group or whatever it is, it's something that is powerful. And it's rewarding to me. It makes me feel so good when I go out. And even though there are those cases where I go out and I strike out, I don't catch anything because that's part of the sport. If we caught fish every time, we'd have to find a new way to make it something special for us. But that's never going to happen because the fish are no different than the geese and the herons and all the other things that I just talked about. They have their own personality, their own habits, and they have their own mind, and they react to changes just like we do. And some days maybe they're happy, some days they're sad, some days they're very aggressive, some days they will not budge. And so that's what makes it constantly something special for me, is going out there and discovering what's happening today. And it's as simple and as grand as all that. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.